Welcome back to Sunrise. Now, have you ever heard the term naturopathic medicine? Well, it's a type of alternative medicine that uses natural therapies to treat the underlying cause of disease. It's based on the idea that the body has the power to heal itself. There are Jamaicans who are of the notion that we only need to seek medical intervention based on feelings. Today, we step outside of culture to discuss the various causes of hyper and hypotension and their relation to the heart. Dr. Emanuel joins us this morning, giving guidance to individuals to help themselves and others, and so bring hope. Welcome to Sunrise.
Welcome, Doc. How are you?
I'm fantastically well, praise God.
Amen. And it's definitely an honor to have you on the show this morning. Over the years, I have known of your work, I have read of your work, and I have seen your work as well. And so it's, you know, when it comes to our health, we need as many avenues because sometimes we are myopic in our thinking and we're not looking at other alternatives. So for somebody who may not know, Doc, set up the stage for us and talk about what is naturopathic medicine and how it can be of aid to us.
Naturopathic medicine is just that. It's what God intended for us to live on, live with, be of, because we are all God's property. The plants, the bees, the animals, they're all God's creation. So it's one world, and that's what in the macrobiotic area of medicine, we see the body as a whole and not as a part. So we are interested in finding those things out there they call food that we can identify and relate to. As we consume these natural things they call food, we have to be very careful as to what we are putting into the mouth. It's very important here, the mouth.
Yes.
What you select, when you select, how much you bring in. These are very important. How much are you releasing? How much are you discharging? In Japanese, we have a thing they call maigen, is to discharge. So we have to find out exactly where is this problem that you're coming to me with and telling me. Yesterday I had someone call me on the phone and say, oh, you know, I want some remedy because my side hurts. Okay. She said, is my liver. I said, okay. So how you know it's your liver?
Right.
She said, I went to the doctor and he told me it could be my liver, and then did some tests, and then he says my gallbladder. But they're related.
So interconnected.
They're all interconnected to the things that God has prepared for us from a conditional perspective. So seeing the body as a whole and not as a part, we don't work with symptomatic problems. We go directly to the main cause of the situation at hand.
So let me ask you this, Doc. When should somebody seek the help of a naturopathic doctor? When do we know, like, okay, you know what? I've tried this, I've tried that, or I'm at stage 1, or I'm at stage 3 or 4. When do we seek somebody like you for your knowledge and help?
Stage 1, 2, or 3, what? Cancer?
No, anything. Hypertension, yeah.
So you find someone like myself, and through my evaluation, I have to see, hear, feel, smell, or taste. You say, well, you don't taste somebody. Well, we understand that. But at the same time, the skin is reflecting. The skin is a reflection of our internal organs, glands, and cellular conditions.
Yes.
But conditions are changing from moment to moment. You don't put negative with negative. These are magnets. You put negative with positive. So you both female, conditionally similar, right? I cannot just go and give you the same thing and give you the same thing.
Right. It's not a one-size-fits-all.
Most people think that because the programs look alike, they are the same. But even just a half a teaspoon of something more can change the entire
everything.
blood.
Yeah.
Blood, remember the blood. Condition.
Well,
So
I don't mean to cut you, but there are so many people I'm sure have perked up when they hear you as it relates to hypertension, because it's something that so many Jamaicans suffer from.
And think it's normal.
And think it's just a part of growing older,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So what would you say now? I've just found out I'm hypertensive, or I'm on the cusp of being hypertensive. What can I do at this point?
but are you sure it's hypertension?
Tell me more.
Well, they say
Because
my pressure is elevated,
Yeah.
they say, you know.
Yeah,
So when you go to the doctor, they say your blood pressure is elevated. If it's hypo, it's lowered,
Yeah.
which is also a problem. So you have low blood pressure,
There
right?
you go. So that's where I was going. You have hypertension as you have
Hypotension.
hypotension.
Yeah.
But they both cause almost by the same behavior. Storage. Discharge. If you're not discharging after utilization of the things you are introducing to yourself, you know, you have to go through the process of digestion. But we, because of anemia, which is another
Yes, common.
common killer, right? Then you will miss the boat.
And you know what, Doc? I definitely concur with that. TK, I keep my blood drive, a yearly blood
Yes,
drive, because, you know, it's giving blood and donating blood is such an important thing. Blood is life. And there are so many people who will come to my blood drive every year, Doc, thinking that everything is okay. But when they do their test, they
can't
find out
get
that they're
blood.
anemic,
Yeah.
their iron is low. So sometimes you're tired, sometimes you're feeling lethargic, you're feeling out of it because you don't have the necessary minerals, or your blood is not where it ought to be. So, Doc, how should we pay attention or pay more attention to what our blood is saying and our body is talking to us?
You would come to someone like myself if you've gone already, because I always recommend that you go and have yourself tested.
Yes, by your
tested
doctor.
By a physician,
Physician,
a medical
yes.
doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. I don't cure people, folks. I don't cure. I don't heal. The body does that for you. God has created it to do that. So those who walk around and say, oh, I have a cure for this. I heard someone said the other day on TV, it was Serena, I was watching, and she said, oh, I have the moringa leaf on my property, and I have this thing. I don't actually know what it is. Somebody told me it's a bean from the same tree, and I use it. Well, come on. People are just using things because you have people going around now with a camera and they test the plants and they say, this is good for that, this is good for that. No, it is not a good idea.
Let me ask you, Doc, do you have a book that we can buy, or this information somewhere where we can, you know, use it? You are a repository of knowledge, right? And you have a lot of information. And information is key. Knowledge is power. Do we have any books, any pamphlets, anything that we can buy so that we can read it and help ourselves?
Right now, I am on my 12th book.
Wonderful.
I'm writing a book for pediatricians globally.
Yeah.
Because our mothers, our young mothers, need to know.
Where can we get your books? Where do we
I
get
have
access?
4 books that they're working on releasing now from a marketing
Okay.
perspective. I could have done this before, but I came here for a reason, because this is my country. My parents are from Dalby,
Yes.
okay? My older parents, they're from St. Thomas and St. Elizabeth, okay? Some scattered around in St. Catherine. Anyway, you see a brown. Folks, anyway you see a brown is my
It's
family.
your family.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Doc,
Brown.
you know, for those people who say, you know, he sounds like him have a wealth of knowledge, but I don't ever want to go to him or see him because I want to just be healthy and don't need any intervention from anywhere. What's something someone can do to prevent, say, for example, hypertension, hypotension? Is there any food, any sleep, what would you recommend?
Selection of food. Time of eating, very important. You don't want to eat at night. Period.
What do you call nights? Like from what time on?
When it's time for you to go and rest. As the sun starts to go down, metabolically your condition is lowered. Preparing, you can't do that. This does that. Okay?
So the food, the sleep, no night eating.
No night eating.
And during the day, when you select and if you're eating breakfast, lunch, or dinner, which there's no need to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner unless you're not a big eater, you need fuel, right? But it's important that you understand chewing is the key to healing. If you're not chewing, it's not good. Saliva is important, but you have two types of salivas. You know, one is for carbohydrates, the other is for protein molecules. So if you are having a oily situation, which most people have an oily situation because of our diet. We eat a lot of things that convert to fat. Right? We eat a lot of fatty things on top of that. Chewing, what chewing does, it prepares the blood system. The saliva is very important. So how you make saliva? You need chlorophyll, green leafy things. You need oxygen. It's
lots of that,
And you need chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll, yes.
You need chlorophyll. You need, you need chlorophyll. You need oxygen. So you have to exercise. Metabolically, once you get your engine going, it prepares itself to mygen, to discharge. Storage is what hurting people. Because once these organs and related glands, you said that earlier, that they are interrelated, every organ, every gland. So through sight, sound, touch, smell, or taste, the condition of the skin, marks, moles, warts, freckles, its thickness, thinness, roughness, dryness, oiliness, dowiness. I have to see where the condition is coming from. Sometimes it's long time practice. And you figure, well, I've been doing this all my life. My mother raised me or my dad raised me to eat this and eat that. And you have to check again for yourself, with yourself, by yourself, for yourself.
Gotcha.
Because you can be misled by those who are not as knowledgeable in that area. And you know how we are again. We like to pick up trends and go out and then it's me, it's me. You see, I am here to re-educate our people. God put me back here in the Caribbean. So my first love is here in the Caribbean. But Jamaica, as you know, we actually lead the Caribbean. And I hope someday we end up leading the world. Because we are that powerful.
Well, that's why we need to get our health right and ensure that we're paying attention to all the things you say. Well, Doc, I'm encouraging you to go and get the book. If you want to see Dr. Ted Emanuel, you can do so as well. Are you online? You're on Instagram? You're on those platforms?
I am on my, what, you want me to give you my?
Yes.
It's drtedemanuel.com. 1M.
Okay.
1M, folks.
Okay.
drtedemanuel.com.
Very well.
And in closing, I'm just saying, food is life. Food is energy. Food is also intelligence. And without food, we don't do well. So it's selection
is key.
Consumption, how much we overeat. We eat too much and we strain the organism. The biggest problem, folks, is the gut. Storage. The gut. The small intestines controls the heart, whether you believe it or not. So there are areas that will correlate with these vessels and so on, glands and systems and phases. But we need a little bit more than a 8 minutes for me to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
something.
I definitely see that.
We need a show.
Yeah, we need a show.
More.
We need a show.
We need more.
Speaking
We
into
need
being more.
right.
And I
That's
definitely want more because your health is your wealth.
Amen.
And without that, we are absolutely nothing. Trust me. Dr. Emanuel, the realist, you know what I mean? Such a very important discussion this morning, and we're going to continue. And he gave you his, email
Website.
address, and so if you want to contact him, you can feel free to do so. But as we said initially, put in the caveat that always ensure that you check with your medical doctor first. All right, Dr. Ted Emanuel, naturopathic physician, right here, our special guest on Sunrise, and we'll be celebrating dance all week. If you're not LT, you can't celebrate, girl. If you're not, you understand, you can't dance all. I mean, you can't do that, you understand? So, coming up next, our guest brings the lightning and thunder in the music. Stick around to see who that is. I gotta tell you, and don't make a coffee. Don't move, all right? So, stay tuned. It's still Sunrise right here on CVM.